Failure. We've all failed. I think everybody fails. I think that failure is something that is extremely paramount to growth. Last episode 2 weeks ago, we talked about play. I told you guys that I have a very big issue with play. The biggest issue I have is that I feel like it's always competition. I don't actually have fun. I think that that ties into failure, right? Like being part of a human is that you want to win. As if you think about it molecularly, if you think about it how I do, when you're first born, you're not a failure because you're your mother's egg and your father's sperm that actually decided to mate and get together. And so you're actually born a winner. So I think that existing as a human and having any form of failure throughout time is actually like antithetical, like the antithesis of being a human because we've been born a winner. So failure hurts. Update on 2 weeks ago, I did decide to play. In case you're an active listener, thank you. I played Ratchet and Clank Rifts Apart, and I've also been playing um, a university building game. I forget what it's called, but Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart has bring me a lot of joy through play without competition. But this week we're talking about failure. As you can see, this is a pile of failed tree growth and debris that I found at one of my jobs. I just thought it was very good background for this week's episode. Yeah, but failure. It's extremely, extremely important now. That's one thing that has led me to search out play is failure because I, throughout life, I have always sort of failed at things. Everybody fails, right? But I have failed at things a lot. I failed in play. I failed at Final Fantasy VII. I couldn't beat it until I used a Game Shark to cheat because I was afraid of failure. I was afraid of failing to Sephiroth. I was afraid of failing, so I bought the strategy guide. I was afraid of failing, so I used the Game Shark to get level 99, so I would hit max damage like super fast because of just the fear of failure. I think it holds you back. Failure holds you back. Being afraid of failure. All great people in this world, there's a quintessential Michael Scott quote that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. It was from a Wayne Gretzky quote or Michael Jordan quote. And it's really true because the fear of failure holds us back from experiencing any true joy and any true growth in life. You have to try things and fail at them and then learn from your mistakes to get better. If you look at myself, for example, I've given up on so many things just because of the fear of failure. I won't touch instruments. I won't touch musical instruments. When I was really young, my teenage years, I bought a guitar, an electric guitar, uh, like a Fender Squire or something like that, Fendercaster Squire or something, I think. And I played it for a couple of months, but I couldn't play songs instantaneously. I was like, why the hell can't I play songs? So I just stopped playing because the failure of not being able to play songs withheld me from getting the growth of learning and trying to develop new ideas of just practicing chords and then practicing, learning how to do intros or things like that on a guitar. And the failure hindered me. And I think it's because I never had an opportunity to learn failure at a young age. At a young age, I was never allowed to really play team sports, mostly just because we didn't have a lot of money growing up. And I think that through sport, you get a lot of failure, right? There always has to be a loser. I'm a very big person with sport. Sport takes so much part of my life. My favorite sports team is playing in a championship this week, so we'll see if there's either joy, right, and play, winning, or if there's going to be failure this week. So we're going to see that together. Hopefully, it is joy and winning. I have a prediction, 1-0 Spurs, but I think through sport you learn that, damn, I lost, I failed, and that sucks, right? It's freaking horrible that I lost. I failed at the sport. I failed at making the pass to my teammate to get the goal. I failed at hitting the ball in the bottom of the ninth, bottom of the seventh if you play high school sports. And I think that there's two ways that as a human you could take it. You could either go, damn, I'm horrible, I'm ass at this, and I'm really bad. Or you go, okay, I saw that I failed. How do I get better? And I think it's very important that as a human, you take that approach of failure and go, oh shit, I have to get better. I have to. No one in this whole entire world, literally no one, it's windy, I'm sorry if it's picking it up. No one in this whole entire world goes their whole life without failure. No one. You have to fail. Then you grow from it, right? Like if you think about the word fail, it comes from the word probably falling. And if you fall, usually you're going to fall forward. And so you fail forward, you learn, and you fail and fall. And then you get up and you already moved, 7-ish, 6-ish feet, and you're already ahead. So just do that. Just fail forward. In my main career as an educator, that is my main career, I created something known as the Baumgartner Cup. Many of you watching probably know about this. I've created stickers. It's something of lore at my school I've developed over the years. It's more paramount now in my soccer and conditioning classes, but it's also paramount in some of my general ed classes. But at first, it started out with just like a cotton candy cup, right? And it was like I wrote Baumgartner Cup, and I gave it to winners. So I teach physical education, I'm a huge proponent of winning and losing because I do believe in failure. I hardly believe one of my like pillars in life is that you have to fail because it teaches you that you're not always going to win. It teaches you that you're not the best. It humbles you real quick. I've had students get in fights over the cup. I've had a kid break his nose over the cup. I've had kids text me later on in life. I don't text with like current students, if you're a former student of mine, then usually I'll talk to you. And I've had students tell me that, yeah, remember that year we won the Baumgartner Cup? I was at Starbucks. Okay, I know I don't support them anymore. This is a couple years ago. I usually buy my own coffee or make my own coffee. I know we're not supposed to drink Starbucks, whatever. But I was at Starbucks and I got a cold brew, and there was a girl in line. She was like, "Oh, you remember me?" And I was like, she was the barista. I was like, "Oh yeah, you had my class a couple years ago." I'm very sorry, I don't remember what your name was. And she was like, "Yeah, you remember that Baumgartner Cup I won freshman year?" And I was like, "Which one?" And she was like, "It was hockey. My team was doing super bad, and I helped my team win the whole cup. I didn't get any goals. I had some assists, but that is something that has like stood with me, and I love it. So thank you for that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're welcome. That's no problem." And that's what I'm talking about, right? Like the thrill of winning, and that like, oh god, that joy of winning. It's like a cup of water in a desert. You can't have the cup of water in the desert unless you're in the desert, right? Like you can't taste how good blackberry pie is unless you get pricked by the thorns of the blackberry bush when you're trying to get the blackberry, right? Like failure is the key to being a human. I really believe that. So I think that we need to try more things that make us have failure, right? I failed one class in high school. I took summer school because of it. If you are afraid of failure, then find a way that will find something that you'll fail at and try it. I'll try that with myself. Maybe you know what I'll do? I will download some type of like beat making software, and I'll try to make some beats because I really want to try to make beats. I feel like I have good rhythm. That'd be fun to do. I mean, shit. I'm afraid of failing at doing this. That's why I did it. I was like, I want to get my thoughts out. I want to like just talk. Sometimes that's all you need to do is just talk. It's really important to talk. And people are afraid to talk because they're afraid of sounding stupid. And sounding stupid means that you failed at talking, or you failed at making friends, right? You can't be afraid of failure. Embrace failure. Fail on purpose. All right, fail on purpose. Now the hugest caveat is there's a huge part of culture right now where people don't give a crap at all about failing. They're just like, yeah, I don't care. I'll take the F. Yeah, I don't care. Give me the 0. Right? It's super common things to say. Yeah, I don't care. Give me the 0. I don't care about that. Give me the 0. Well, you have to learn from it, dude. Like you have to fail and be like, oh shit, I suck. Bad. I should fix this. I should learn from this failure and grow from it. It's very important. It's very important that you grow from your failures. Because if you don't grow, like, what the fuck's the purpose? You're gonna be a pile of dead leaves on a dirty ground. Right? This backdrop I picked on purpose because this is a failure of growth. This is all these trees, they either overgrew, so someone had to cut them. They underperformed and died, right? They failed at growing. You as a human are going to fail at growing if you don't attempt shit. So attempt something new. Be bad at it. Be okay with losing as long as you grow. Grow. Fail, 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 fail. It's the most important thing is failure. Only if you grow from it. Yeah, that's what I really got this week. Make sure you just try something that you fail at. I'm gonna make beats. I'll make a new intro song within 2 weeks by myself. I'll look up some type of free or very cheap beat making software that will allow me to export it as an MP3. And I'll make a few beats and I will import them as there'll be a new intro song. And I'll also attempt, fail at, making my own personalized intro for this podcast. Like, I don't know, some animated thing. I've been thinking a lot lately as I'm getting older, I'm 37, that failure to do stuff leads to a stagnant life, which will lead to a life not worth living. I've been thinking about this. Like, there's no second round, right? So when you fail at this life and you die when you're 55, 65, 75, hopefully 85, when you die and you reflect and you look back on the fears of trying because you were afraid to fail and look stupid, you're going to be like, fuck, I wish I would have tried that. I wish I would have tried building that. I wish I would have tried that sport. I wish I would have tried that game. I wish I would have tried listening to that music. I wish I would have tried asking that person out. I wish I would have tried playing that new game, like Magic for me. I wish I would have done something with my life besides just being comfy, cozy, and not losing, not failing. I think I might get my doctorate. I'm afraid of failure of the money, right? Like the money's going to go away. And of course, it's going to look pretty stupid because I'm spending $30,000 on getting a doctorate, but I'm going to remain an educator. It'd be sick to teach at UNR, right? Teach at the university. See, the fear of not having the fear of failure, of being like, oh shit, I could do this. See, like, I never thought like this before. It's because recently I've thought a lot about failure prepping up for this episode. And within the last week, I was like, yo, what if I get my doctorate? In the past, I've been like, why would you do that? It's a waste of money. You're going to look stupid. You waste all this money getting a degree. You look like a failure. Why'd you spend that money? There's more, ways to do it. But it's like, yeah, but the growth opportunities of not failing and actually producing and growing are going to allow you to be successful and allow you to experience more life opportunities. And the fear of failure was holding me back. I might do a whole episode of fear on fear. If you've noticed, I'm trying to do like a positive episode and a negative episode back to back. Don't be this pile of failure, right? Be this pile of failure that then, windy. Be this pile of failure that then becomes something as it grows. Don't let this pile of failed trees make you be afraid of failure. Too much growth is a good thing. Not trying to grow from the fear of failure is a bad thing. Take that. Yeah. Too much growth is a good thing. Not growing because of fear of failure is a bad thing. That's what we're going to end it on. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.